Hey everybody, it's the Professor. Now, you might be wondering why on the screen I'm playing Cheetamen 2 at the moment. There's a reason behind this, I promise you. There is a reason why I'm playing this completely and totally crappy-ass game at the moment. I'm sure most people, anyone who keeps up with their thumb on the pulse of the internet that is, should know by now about AVGN putting out a video advertising for a Cheetamen 2 bug fix project on Kickstarter.com. I'm not going to go into too much detail about the AVGN completely and totally selling out yet again on this whole ordeal and the fact that this is quite possibly the worst sellout he's done the entire time because enough people have fucking covered that one already. But what hasn't been covered and what kind of disappoints me about the fact is that no one's truly looked at the whole financial standpoint behind this whole project. On Kickstarter.com, they're asking for $65,000. And I had to ask myself when I saw this, why $65,000? Especially when the man who's doing this, I believe his name, it's Greg. Greg is quite wealthy. Supposedly, he lives in a house that's well worth $600,000. He's got quite a bit of money. He owns the licensing to all of Cheetamen and Cheetamen 2. He doesn't own any licensing for anything afterwards, but he owns the license for Action 52 and Cheetamen 2. He has all this money. So why exactly does he need $65,000? That's my question. And no one's actually talked about the financial standing. Now, he's came out and said that he needs the money to actually fund the project, to fund making these reproduction copies of Cheetamen 2 with bug fixes. He says he needs to do this, he needs all this money to fund the bug fix itself. Well, there's a little issue. The version of Cheetamen 2 that I'm playing right now that you're watching me play and you're watching me suck at, because this game is a hell of a lot harder than I originally remember it being. Because this game is one hell of a hard-ass game, believe me. And it's not just the glitches, it's just fucking hard. Now, what I'm playing is a completely, totally bug-fixed version of Cheetamen 2. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to put down in the description of this video the links to the ROM hack, the links to the IPS program to put the ROM hack onto a ROM, and despite the fact that I know it's breaking a couple of rules, I'll put a link to a ROM as well for Cheetamen 2, so you can test this out yourself in a NES emulator. And you can see that, yeah, this is a bug-fixed version. You can go through every stage, and every stage is numbered correctly. They've put the life bar on every stage. They have fixed the issues with this game. Now, it's still a hell of a fucking hard game. I can give you that. I've had a hard time playing it, and it's fun, to tell you the truth, for the sole fact of how hard it is, but I'm going off track here. So, that right there defeats the purpose of him saying he needs $65,000 to produce the bug fix itself. So, what are the other elements that we can look at? Oh, there's the whole idea of he actually has to create the production cards. So, what exactly is necessary? Well, all you really need for doing a production cart or a reproduction is a ROM and a cartridge, an old NES cartridge, any NES cartridge that is compatible with that ROM, and pretty much any of them are compatible with Cheetamen. So he has to have a lot of cartridges. And the thing is, and I'm going to put the link in this as well, the description for this video, and I have to thank Mr. Alec Kermit, I believe his name is, who I was linked to by a Salieri, thank you very much, on a video that he put up that has Greg on the Game Chasers, where he's showing off his tons and tons and tons of copies of Cheetamen 2. So he's got the cartridges already to do this. So that defeats the purpose of buying cartridges, which are no more than like $2.50 a piece, depending on the game you get. You can buy them for really freaking cheap, so it's not that expensive. So let's say he went for 300 cartridges. He was doing 300 cartridges, and those are $2.50 a piece. That's about $750. Okay, yeah, that's about $750. So that's nowhere near $65,000, is it? Now we also have to take into idea the actual equipment necessary for doing the process of putting a ROM onto an EEPROM and putting that into a cartridge on an NES cartridge. Putting that in there so it'll actually work. How expensive is this process? Well, I can tell you it takes approximately 20 minutes to do. And I'm going to show links to this as well to one of the tools you need, which is a soldering gun. And right here, I'm going to give you a link to a soldering gun on eBay that is $13 that'll do the job perfectly. And that's all you need for the soldering gun. You don't need a very fancy soldering gun. And if I remember correctly, there's 4 people working on this. So 4 of those together, that is approximately, let's see, 30, 45, that's, 45, 60 bucks right there. So far we've got $830 added up together if we had to buy cartridges and enough soldering tools for each person, okay? $830 for production cost right now. The next item he would need are these right here. And these are EEPROM eraser modules. And this is a ultraviolet light one. This is a good version of one. This is another $15 for one module. This is to wipe the EEPROM cards. The cards within the cartridge of an NES game. So as you can put a new ROM onto them. And those are $15 a piece, so another 60 bucks on $830 is $890 so far for production cost. Do you see where we're going here? Do you see where we're going? And this is what no one's actually covered and what no one's focused on. And this is the whole thing that you need. They've focused on the whole bullshit behind the awards. And they've focused on the bullshit that you don't get anything for this. And that you're not paying for anything but a game. And you're not even paying for that unless you do 60 bucks. The last item that we need to look at is a Willem EEPROM device. And this is for burning the EEPROMs. This is for putting the ROM on there. And now, I'm going to say you're going to buy 2 of these, more than likely, because these are the most expensive items. And even not, let's go ahead and say he buys 4, 1 for each person. Altogether, that's about 60 bucks a piece. 6 times 4 is $240 on top of it. So what? We had 890. So that is $1,030 bucks. $1,030. $1,030. That's all it cost. And that's with the Willem not on sale. If it's on sale, you're subtracting 40 bucks from that, taking it down to $990. That's his production cost here, people. And even if you take into average the idea of how much man hours they're going to do, what? Okay, so let's say they pay themselves $10 an hour. It takes about 20 minutes to do this. They can do this in a couple of weeks. They're going to be paying themselves approximately $500 a piece. And that's about it. Times 4 people. What is that? $2,000? Yeah. $2,000 on top of that. So what? We're up to $3,030 bucks. Where the hell is the rest of that $65,000 going to? Where in the hell is it going? I can tell you exactly where it's going. When you spend money on this project, on Kickstarter.com, because the nerd and Pat the NES punk decided to come out and say, hey guys, this is a wonderful idea. They're going to sell you a game you can get for free off of the internet that nobody really wants to play in the first place, and just so you can collect it, even though an actual NES collector, someone who's actually serious about collecting NES games, is not going to want a reproduction cart of this. They want the original, so they'll save up the money it costs to get this if they're really that fucking desperate to have a horrible fucking game in their collection. If you actually spend money on this, if you actually donate for the shitty fucking rewards that you're getting, and for a shitty game with the remake to it, I can tell you exactly what you're doing with your money. That's it. That's all you're fucking doing with your money. And yes, I wear the fedora on the toilet as well. It's classy. This is the professor. I'll see you all later. Adieu. But the thing is, I actually decided to do this part because I actually took a piss before making this video. I was just like, might as well. It'll fit.